You already know what time it is. We are back here to serve some more game on the ground for the Hungry Hounds and just get up the pallet and are ready for the next round. As you guys can see, the news. The news. No, not really. Not the news, but the news. At the same time, man, it's news that's been known, just overlooked. And this is the thing what we do here, man, is we give y'all news that's already known but overlooked so that you can realize that, oh, shoot, man, this is really what's going on. Like what you see in the title. Like what you see in the title. Man, there used to be an old saying. Not old saying. When I say old saying, because it's old, because I used to hear it when I was a kid. But it was like, I mean, it might be an old saying. I don't know, but it says, boys just want to be boys, or boys will be boys. But that's not the topic of this episode. The topic of this episode is boys just want to get at boys. It ain't boys just want to be boys. It's boys want to get at boys. And this is what I'm saying, man. This is stuff that you cannot make up at all whatsoever. You know, I hear a whole lot. I see a lot. I hear a lot. And especially nowadays on social media. When you got platforms like X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, that just allows straight degeneracy. You see it a lot. You'll see it a lot more. I seen a video one time. I don't even think this was on X, but I see a lot on X. This high school football team, they just got done at their football practice. They was in the locker room, and this dude was going around other dudes, putting his finger like up on their chin, kind of, you know, like rubbing it, like what you try to do like with a female that you about to make love to, and he would shove them against the locker real quick and get up in their face like he about to start smooching them. And this is a dude doing this stuff to other dudes, much less teenagers doing this to other teenagers. And they be sitting there smiling at each other, giggling and laughing about it and this, that, and the third. And he didn't do it to just one. He did it to like 4 or 5 other people in that locker room. You got other dudes saying, yeah, man, they making up jokes about how they're this and they're that. I can't tell you how many times I've done gone to the store and I hear somebody say, hey, can you help me with this real quick? Asking one of the people that worked there. And he said, oh, no, I'm this, I'm that. And I can't say what this and that is on this platform because we already know the sensitivity. But he's basically saying that he is the exact opposite of what he is. And I sit back and I think to myself, and I'm just like, these boys don't want to be boys. These boys want to get at these boys. And it's a wild thing, man. It's everybody wants to be an incredible boy to an incredible. And it's just like, why? What happened to you being your incredible to your Elastigirl, huh? Like, what happened to that? Why do we have to be incredible boy to incredible girl? Incredible boy. I can't talk. Why do we have to be incredible boy to an incredible? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It don't make no sense at all whatsoever. It's backwards. It never should have been allowed in the first place. Tarzans should never have been allowed in the first place. That vine swinging never should have been allowed in the first place. But here we are. Why? Because we had certain people who were put in certain places who made certain things happen that never should have happened. But they did. And this is the end result. You got Tarzans. You got people who like to go from Autobots to Decepticons, who then turn around and try to say that they have emotional attraction to certain people that are, you know, lower, so to speak, lower, and they try to justify it by saying that that's their preference. And it's just like, you cannot make this up. This is the thing. Once you open the floodgates for one thing, everything's going to come flooding through. Everything will come flooding through. So when we opened the floodgates for the Tarzans, everything else came through. We allowed all the dirty, mucky water. What's good, Jackie? We allowed all the dirty, mucky water through the dams, the dam gates, and just it flooded on through. And now look at what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a bunch of swamps, and it's crazy, man. And it seems like it make you feel like everybody overlooks it on purpose. Everybody overlooks it on purpose. And it's wild. It's like, why you purposely... This the thing, man, is that... I've seen this too. Videos of parents bringing their kids, their young kids, probably like 5, 6-year-old kids, to these story times where they have, I guess you could say, demons or whatever you want to call it, whatever you feel like calling it, where they have these people reading these books to these children who literally look like the best definition of a demon, reading to them. And its creator is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And these parents are voluntarily subjecting their children to these things. These parents are voluntarily giving up their children to these unseen powers. They're practically selling their kids for free. And it's wild. Why do you want your children to be involved in that? Why do you want your children to be exposed to that? And whenever somebody else try to go in there and expose them, the parents were the ones trying to kick the dude out. The parents were the ones trying to kick the dude out, as well as the teachers and the principals and this, that, and the third. And it blows my mind that somebody could be so careless with something that was entrusted to them. They had children. Their children's lives are entrusted to them. And they're just throwing their pearls out to the swine. Without a care in the world. Next thing you know, the child's going to grow up to be this, that, and the third. He's going to get bullied in school. Next thing you know, he's going to do some wicked things. And he might get put behind bars for life. Or he might leave for life, if you know what I mean. And these are the things that parents don't be thinking about when they subject their children to these things. They want to live through their children the way that they wanted to live but couldn't. So now they're using their children to live the lives that they want, instead of letting their children decide for themselves when they grow up what they want to be. Because right now they're just children. They don't know what they want to be. We all said that we all had things that we wanted to be when we were kids that we didn't know we weren't going to be them. You know, everybody, I remember my childhood friends in the neighborhood. One of them said they want to be an astronaut. One of them said they want to be a veterinarian. One of them said they want to be a police officer. One of them said they want to be this, that, and the third. Neither of those people now are what they said they want to be back then, because those were the fantasies of a child of what he wanted to be. But when you push these on a child, it's like, no. No, 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 no. That's not it. Leave the children alone. Let them grow up. This is another thing is, there are such things as called phases. We all went through different phases in our lives where we felt like doing something that was a little out of the norm for your biology, so to speak. And we all grew out of it. At least most of us grew out of it. Most of us grew out of it. I know I did. We all had them weird little phases that we would go through. But nowadays, they're saying, ooh, well, if your child is in this phase, that means that your child feels like this and feels like that, and you should consider going to a doctor so you can get this, that, and the third treatment for your child, so you could get some affirming stuff. And I'm just like, bruh, no. It will pass. It will pass. I remember I tried so hard when I was a teenager To be one of those emo kids that would listen to metal all the time. That was a phase. Did I try to sit here and say, oh, I'm this, I'm that? No. I didn't sit here and try to change who I am physically because of how I felt on the inside. It was just a phase that I was going through. And that's the thing that these parents need to understand. Because the thing is they're being told, the parents are believing the bullcrap that's going on. So when they do, and their kids are displaying these different phases that they're going through, they think, ooh, it's really this, it's really that. Maybe I need to do this and that with my kid. Like, no, you don't. No, you don't. They'll find their way through it. And they'll grow out of it. Because they'll realize that it's not for them. In most kids who make the change at a young age, they grow up and they regret it. They hate themselves and their parents for allowing it to happen to them. They do. I mean, let's just be real. Because it was a phase. They realized it's not what they wanted to do. Just like we all realized when we were kids that what we said we wanted to be isn't what we want to be. Because we found something else that we wanted to do. It's a phase. That's 100% facts. So yeah, man. Quit trying to force your kids to do things that you wish you could have done as a kid. Because at the end of the day, you lived your life already. Now your kids are living their lives. Now you can be there to guide them and give them the game when it comes to doing things. It's what you're supposed to do as a parent. Put them in all types of different things so they can try the other, whether it's sports or martial arts or whatever the case may be. Let them figure out which ones they like and which ones they don't like. They'll tell you. They'll tell you. You just got to put them in there. But don't force something on them that's not them naturally, because it's not. Leave the kids alone. And with that being said, make sure y'all share with your friends, your families, members, your aunties, your grannies, and everybody else that y'all know. And I'm getting up out of here. Deuces.